Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
My name is Mrinal, and this week we are talking Olympic hockey.
Oh yes,
Finally. League Commissioner Gary Bettman over NHL All-Star Weekend has confirmed that the NHL will return to sending its players to the Olympics.
Yes.
So 2026 in Italy and 2030 Winter Olympics will have NHL players. The last time the NHL was at the Olympics was in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be.
That was in Sochi, right?
That was Sochi, yeah. And it'll be over 10 years since
Finally.
NHL players played in the Olympics.
Oh man, finally.
Initial thoughts.
Thank God. Finally. Oh man, I missed it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the World Cup of hockey. But it's just not the same. Remember that? I mean, if you're American, and like us, you probably don't want to think about it, but that golden goal, I still think about it to this day.
Yeah, the Crosby golden goal.
Yeah, I still think about it to this day. I still have that entire sequence playing in my head over and over. Amazing. Like you get some pretty like spectacular moments. It's about time. It's really about time.
And in 10 years, the landscape of hockey has changed so much in terms of who the players are and who are like the top players.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different game.
Yeah. There's no McDavid. He was just underage at the time.
Yeah, by a year.
By a year. So it's just, oh man. Yeah. And like you said, the game's gotten a lot different, notably a lot faster, a lot younger. And so I really want to see like how it's all going to play out. And man, good luck anyone facing against Connor McDavid. Good luck. That's all. Mm-hmm. So.
We'll get to that in a second, but in addition to the Olympics, the NHL also announced that it will be doing its own best on best competition called, I think it's like the something face off. I forgot the official name.
The NHL Four Nations Face Off.
That's what it is. The Four Nations Face Off, which you need a better name. First off,
it's a long name.
But
big on the flyer.
What this is going to take 4 teams, which is Finland, Sweden, USA, Canada. And it's going to do a best on best tournament instead of the All-Star game next year in 2025.
Okay.
So that in hand with the Olympics means we get 2 years of best on best hockey.
Yeah. And I think this is a really good thing because a lot of people, rightfully so, complain about the effort levels in the All-Star game, which I get.
Let's be real. It's one person's effort level. Nikita Kucherov.
Draisaitl didn't do great either.
I mean, Kucherov like phoned it in with like freaking on a dial phone, like
or a pizza while he's yeah, it wasn't great.
That was Dubois the shift level of efforts.
Oh yeah, damn, he does an actual NHL games worth 2 points. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely boring to watch. Let's be real. It wasn't fun to watch. The skills competition was cool though.
I loved the All-Star skills competition.
Yeah, that was the only part of it.
The revamp and the draft as well.
Yeah,
the draft production wise was lacking.
I did think it was weird that everyone could hear what they were saying.
Yeah,
very strange.
NHL, pretend you're a professional league, man. Like you have mics bleeding into each other.
Yeah,
and did you notice for the first half of the draft? The players kept facing away from the camera.
I think so. Yeah.
And then they obviously told them over a commercial break to face toward the camera because they fixed that. But like basics, guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, the skills competition was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the other side to this Olympic coin that the NHL finally figured out a way to make some part of All-Star Weekend entertaining. Yeah. And now for the next 2 years, no All-Star game.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. All-Star game is cool and all, but there's only select parts that people tune into. And granted, I do think this was the best All-Star game in years. But still, it was the games itself were like, who cares, whatever. Yeah. So
yeah, but that skills competition was a lot of fun.
It really was. So
if the NHL can just tighten up its production, I think it'd be great. And it's really bothering me that for the next 2 years there's no skills competition.
Yeah.
It's very NHL.
You're going to see it in this. You're basically going to see a live skills competition.
I guess. You know, but I don't get why it has to be exclusive.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
You could have done your Four Nations, whatever, at some other point. You don't have to sub out the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You could have done it instead of like the Stadium Series.
Oh, hell no. I love the Stadium Series.
Really?
I love the Stadium Series. I'm also just a huge fan of Stadium Series jerseys, but something about just playing outdoors really just it hits different, especially if it's like snowing and stuff. I love the outdoor games.
I shouldn't say that actually. Columbus finally got their first outdoor game next year. So
finally, oh my God, it's Ohio. Why have they not had an outdoor game yet? It's just unbelievable. Yeah.
But that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What I did want to get your reaction on. I prepared some notes on the side here that I didn't share with you.
Oh.
I went through the NHL rosters and I came up with 4 teams: Finland, Sweden, Canada, USA, what their potential starting 6 would look like. So 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, 1 goalie. And I'm going to read these off, and I just want to I want you to react and tell me how hype you are to see this team together.
Okay.
So I'm going from what I think is least to best, or worst to best here. So starting with Finland. Starting lineup: Mikko Rantanen, Alex Barkov, Sebastian Aho.
Okay.
On D, Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lindell, and in net, Jose Saros.
That's still a pretty damn good lineup.
That's
still a pretty damn good lineup. And
that's the worst one.
Yeah.
That's still really damn good.
That would probably, 1, be over the salary cap, and 2, cause a lot of teams hell. So, I don't know.
I mean, salary cap is gone. This is Olympics we're talking here. Or 4 nations, whatever.
Probably the best part of the Olympics. No salary cap. So.
Yeah. Sweden.
But yeah, great team.
William Nylander, Elias Pettersson, Jesper Bratt. On D, Victor Hedman and Rasmus Dahlin. And in net, Linus Ullmark.
That's a crazy defensive. Linus Ullmark too. Insane on defense.
Nobody is scoring on the Swedes.
Nobody's scoring on that. Come on, get out. Unless the only thing that could sabotage that team defensively is themselves. That's a very good defensive team.
I didn't even put Erik Karlsson in here.
That's true. Yeah. Is he? Would you say defense or offense?
I mean, he'll be offense from the D line.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But Sweden has a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be really good.
Yeah. Dark horse almost. Yeah.
Canada. Nathan McKinnon. Connor McDavid. Sidney Crosby.
You think Crosby still?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, not saying he's bad by any means, but like...
The man is single-handedly dragging the Penguins to relevance this year.
That is true. I was actually looking at their stats, and Crosby's just way ahead on most things, if not everything at this point. So,
and this isn't even mentioning players like Brad Marchand or Braden Point, who could fill out your second line. On D, though, Cale Makar, Evan Bouchard.
Yeah, it's not even fair.
Cale Makar's already over, right?
Yeah. That's not the best team you had?
No, I'll get to the best. And in goal, Aiden Hill.
Okay. Yeah. That's a team right there.
And the best, in my completely unbiased opinion, Team USA. Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes.
Okay.
On D, Quinn Hughes, Adam Fox.
Okay.
In net, Connor Hellebuck.
Also a very defensively stacked team.
Like, if Canada's lacking on something, it's defense. And if the US is lacking on something, it's offense behind Matthews.
Yeah.
So if Canada USA happens, which most years it does, but if it happens, that's going to be such a tight matchup because you're going to have this all-out offense on Canada and this staunch defense on Team USA.
Yeah. I want to say Canada is going to get the upper hand in that situation. I have a hard time doubting McKinnon and McDavid on the same team. Granted, we were privileged enough to see that in Team North America. Also one of my favorite teams.
That team had McKinnon, McDavid, and Matthews.
They just weren't in their primes. That's the only difference. Can you imagine? That's basically, crazy. Unbelievable.
That was insane.
That's like, that is the Avengers. If I had to say anything, if it was a finals in Canada versus USA, I might have to go Canada.
No, I think USA wins this. I don't think USA's offense is as behind as Canada's defense is behind Team USA.
Okay.
And like, there's a bunch of USA players that I only named who could be starting, right? You could have Luke Hughes on defense. In net, you could have John Gibson. For Canada on offense, like I mentioned, Marchand.
Yeah.
It goes so much deeper. And I'm really, really hyped to see when these rosters come out.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long since we've had teams like this play in any meaningful games.
Yeah. Please, for the love of God, I hope these games are not blacked out.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's
the Olympics. I don't think they will be.
Yeah.
And I hope, and the way we're going to have this set up is that Four Nations Cup is going to happen in 25, which is going to be like a little preview of the Olympics for the next year.
Yeah.
So the way they set this up.
You're dropping a teaser before the movie?
Yeah, basically. And then those teams are going to change slightly because Four Nations Cup is only NHL players. So you players over from Europe and stuff will fill out rosters, especially for Sweden and Finland.
Yeah.
So you'll get even stronger there.
Oh my God. Oh my god.
Are you hyped already?
Yeah, the NHL World's about it. I really want to see how. One, I'm just because I'm a fan. Obviously we missed international jerseys for so long. Two, I want to see just the r/hockey reactions. Just to see some, on Reddit, just to see some of these like lineup releases and stuff. Just unbelievable.
And this is still 2 years away. Yeah. So there's some players that could, maybe haven't made NHL debuts yet that could make these rosters.
Honestly, isn't it weird that a lot of NHL, not streaming numbers, just attendance and just overall caring about the league tapered off like a lot once they stopped going to the Olympics? Like a ton.
I think so.
I don't think it's coincidence. Like,
yeah, I mean, best on best hockey is one thing, and it's also fans that are outside of North America probably have more access to Olympic hockey than NHL hockey.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
So that's a huge chunk of your fan base that probably lost some interest.
Yeah.
And I think the Olympics are a great way to get people into the sport, right? You already have fans of sports in general watching the Olympics, maybe even fans of not sports, just fans of culture.
Yeah.
Because the Olympics is this big cultural event.
Yeah.
So you weren't getting that influx of new fans. That was a channel that was cut off. And the NHL did have some legitimate reasons with insurance and things like that, which they seem to have worked out for 26. But it's a whole influx that didn't come in for 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years is a long time.
It's huge. Yeah.
And it might be one of the reasons the NHL lost ground to other sports in North America, right? But seeing best on best hockey again with NHL players again, I think you can't underestimate the effect that has in the culture, in the zeitgeist, the touchstones. Like you mentioned, the golden goal.
Yeah.
We're in the US and we talk about it. Imagine in Canada, it's huge.
It's probably, that's got to be like one of their cultural iconic moments in the history books type of deal, right?
US still talks about Miracle in 1980.
Yeah.
Which wasn't even NHL players.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that the Olympics thing growing the game. I would have probably no idea who Simone Biles or Michael Phelps were.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I don't watch gymnastics. I don't watch swimming. But it was just, you got so hyped whenever you watch those athletes perform at the level they're performing at. Yeah. Why is it any different with ice hockey?
That's the other thing I want to mention. In ice hockey also, the women's league has been doing best on best this whole time.
Yeah.
And they've been killing it. And I think part of the NHL's willingness to go this time might be funded by, the women's league did this successfully. And the amount of success that the PWHL has been having.
Yeah.
They also just wrapped up their rivalry series, which was Team USA versus Team Canada in a 7-game series. Intense hockey, a lot of fun, a lot of eyes watching. I think the NHL realized their mistake in not having best on best hockey.
Yep. Just couldn't have said it better. Yeah. Couldn't have said it better. I mean, women paving the way for everyone.
Yeah.
What else is new? Women doing it all. What else is new?
Yeah. And, thank God for the PWHL because if this is the, what do you call it? The butterfly effect of that, this is great.
Yeah.
I think it benefits hockey fans everywhere.
This is, I can't wait 2 more years. I need this now. Yeah. It's been even the World Cup of hockey. I still remember that. That was a lot of fun to watch. And this is just taking it to a whole new level. So.
Yeah, we'll keep you informed on it. This is Glass Seats. You can check us out here on YouTube or Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. That's it for this one. See you in the next episode. And if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, comment, review. Helps us grow the show.
Yep. See you later.